Hey everyone, and welcome back to Piston Ported Secret Laboratory. Today we are going to remove the inside bearing race on the main shaft on my Harley 4-speed transmission from my Shovelhead. If you saw my last video, you'll see that I needed to replace it. So we're going to go ahead and do that today. We're going to do a little bit more of an unconventional way to do it. Actually, I'm just making it up as I go along. I don't like using hydraulic presses because I don't feel like they have a lot of feel to them. If I was to use the hydraulic press for something like this, my fear, and I have seen it done that way, and that's fine. And if that works for people, great. But my fear with those is I don't really have a lot of feel with them. So I prefer to do things a little bit more by hand if I can do it, or if I can figure out a way to do it. Hopefully I figured out a good way to do this because I've never done this before. And if this does not go well, you'll never hear about it, I guess. So there is that, but basically we're going to make a puller tool out of some parts to pull that inner bearing race out. We got an infrared heat gun that I borrowed from Jason at work, and we got my trusty hot plate that I got for $10 at Walmart like 15 years ago. If you don't have a hot plate, you can also substitute a barbecue grill. For a number of years, I used a barbecue grill as my engine case heating tool to heat things up. But my wife found out and refused to eat off it anymore after that. So we did end up getting rid of that grill, and I had to invest the $11 or $12 or whatever it was for this hot plate. So if you don't have a grill, go to Walmart or whatever and get yourself a hot plate. They're not just for hobos anymore. So let's see how this goes. So before we get started, I just kind of want to go through and review exactly how we're going to do this. So the first thing, I got a hot plate here. We're going to heat the case up to 350 degrees. I think that's what Harley says in the manual. I'll double check it before I do it, but we're looking for 350 degrees. And then I have this, which came from some Japanese starter off of a motorcycle from the 70s of some sort. I just used it as one tool, and then I cut that apart. And now I'm just to turn it into this so that I can use it on this. And the goal here, as you can see in my, hopefully, is that it's got a big enough inner diameter that race can walk right on out of there when I get to it. So that's what I'm looking for here. Is it's got to be the inside diameter of this has got to be the same size or larger than this and still ride on this outer flange right here, because that's going to give me my straight shot, so to speak. And that's what's going to hold it. And then the other two pieces of my puller, I have just two of these discs, these aluminum seal and bearing insulation discs. You can see I machined this one a number of years ago so it wouldn't push on the inside of a bearing when I build Lambrettas. But this one I never really used, so I didn't do that with this one. And then I got this giant bolt right here. It's just a bolt. I don't know. Nothing special. So what we're going to do when is we're going to heat the case up to 350 degrees. And then we are going to take this like this. See, this is big enough to go on the outside of this. This is going to go inside here. And you can't see what's going on in there, but since I already have my replacement part right here, you can see that this just kind of will drop right into this recess. That'll kind of lock it in there. So that's what's going on the inside. That's going to go like that. And so we're going to have this like that. And then this bolt's going to go through, and we're just going to pull it out with the bolt. And if everything goes well, I won't break the case. I won't gall anything. It'll come out easily. If it doesn't go well, like I said, I just won't even show this video to anybody, and I'll just pretend that I'm not doing this anymore. Before we get to that, we do have to remove this giant circlip that they decided to put in here to hold this bearing race in. It's going to be kind of a finicky son of a bitch because it's a big circlip. So hopefully that goes well. I'm going to go grab the stuff to do that. All right, so we got this giant circlip. As you can see, it's probably really hard to see, but it's right here. Okay, right in there. And then we just got to knock that out. So I'm going to take this, you know, and take my sacrificial screwdriver, which is just some piece of shit screwdriver that you keep around that you don't like, but you can use it to stab at things and not worry about it getting muffed up. So we're going to take that and just snap that out of there. And you're going to want to replace this if you didn't realize that, because this thing's totally going to get ruined. I'm going to grab that. And I'll try to get that out of there. You see, I'm a absolute consummate professional fucking around with this shit. Anyway. So it's getting there. Almost out. Just have to get past this little edge here without muffing up the surface, the gasket surface. Perfect. Not really, actually. That didn't do anything. Yeah, so that's awesome. Yeah, okay. So I got that. Great. Let's get that out of there. Okay, so there's that bastard. Great. So we're going to set that aside. So I have a tendency to set things with the original part until I replace them. One of the cardinal rules of my life is that you don't throw anything away until you're done. So even though I know this thing sucks and I'm going to replace it, I'm just going to go ahead and set this aside and put it with anything else I'm discarding. So just in case. Anyway, so there's that. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to bust out this hot plate right here, this magic hot plate, and we're going to crank that baby up on high. And you can't really see by the light that it's on, but she's on and she'll get glowing hot here in a minute. And we got to decide how we're going to heat this case so that I can get enough transfer on it to get the this part here to 350 degrees. And I already was playing with this, and I'm like, okay, this is how I'm going to do it. So I'm just going to go ahead and set this up here on my hot plate, and then we're in for the long wait. You can see right now, if I was to do this, I got 100 and whatever. Yeah, like 113. But it's probably getting a lot of heat out of the hot plate emanating out of this hole. It's basically like a little oven. But I couldn't set it on this face here because my hot plate was too big to go between these case bolts. So I was trying to think about how to do it, and I figured out that I could just flip it over on its back like that. Aluminum is a really good, transfer of conductor of heat, if you will. So that should help a little bit. All right, we're still waiting for this to heat up. I did check my book, it is 300 degrees, not 350. So that's a good thing because fuck, this thing is hot at already. So 300, we're going to 300 degrees. All right. So not exactly sure how accurate this thing is, but yeah, let's see. Yep, see. So I'm pulling pretty much 300 degrees, let's say. And more in some spots. So we're gonna go ahead and call it and remove this from the hot plate. Turn off the hot plate, obviously, and carefully remove this thing. I got my handy dandy welding gloves here. We're gonna go ahead and turn this thing off, just in case I need that. We're not really in that big of a hurry. Aluminum takes a while to cool off, so I'm gonna grab this like this. And that thing is hot, man. Wow. Awesome. So there's that. Great. Now we got to put this shit together without burning myself. So that's going to be really fun. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of point this up in the air so I can drop my handy dandy. Oh, God. Don't touch it. I'm going to drop that babe in there. Okay. And I got a little washer here. Sweet. Yeah, I got that there. And then we're going to put the nut on. And we're really going to try not to burn ourselves here. Because, holy shit. Whoop. Nope. Whew. Wow. So yeah, you know, if you're afraid of burning yourself, this might not be the job for you. Because this thing is hot, and this is some awkward stuff. Get all this keyed into place. Okay. I got this all lined up. Okay. All right. All right. So that's all keyed into place. I'm just going to check, make sure it's straight-ish. And then we're going to go ahead and knock this bastard out of here. Hopefully. Hopefully you can see that a little bit. Well, what's about to happen? If you can, I'm sorry. Boom, just like that. Didn't even have to try. Honestly, I could have knocked the bastard out. But I do like to press things out and press things in as opposed to wailing on things with a hammer whenever I find a chance. Definitely getting it up to temperature was a huge win for this. So, wow, that was exciting. I'm glad it worked out. Whew. All right. And that's it for this video. My next video is going to be you know, I gotta go get this. I gotta get my cases cleaned up and make it all nicey, and then we're gonna start getting ready to build this bastard. So, hopefully, it doesn't take me as long to get to that point. But you know, things happen, and you have other responsibilities. But yeah, there it is. So don't forget to subscribe. Hope you enjoyed my videos. Stay tuned for the next one.